And so when this system becomes unjust, you're talking about exploitation now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so under the Hebrew system, the adjustment that they make is that they give the correction, put a correction in place.
There you go.
To stop the problem.
Right.
In the society we live in, there's a system in place, but there's no correction.
There's no correction in there to help reestablish so that the person does not. Why do we penalize you? If you get or fall into economic hardship, why is it that we charge you more?
Right.
In order, shouldn't we not try to assist you so that, but that's not our system because we live in a commercial capitalistic system. So if you get down, I need to put my foot on your neck so I can make sure that you never get, okay. That's a whole different, go ahead.
So the system that we actually operate in is a system that maintains control over you once you get in the system.
There you go.
Right. So you don't have any way out of it.
There you go.
Unless you independently just say, I don't want the system.
There you go. So now, a man by the name of Walter Brueggemann would call it a city-state system.
Yeah.
Where the top tier continues to exploit. And they continue to make wealth off the backs of the individuals who should be a part of the community, which is why these Hammurabi codes, which you call the codes, the laws, the 10 commitments, however you want to talk about it, but you're talking about a communal system that makes sure that the individuals inside of the system are protected. How do you make sure of that? Well, they're going to come up with a king type of system. But the king is supposed to protect the people, not be served by the people. So when Yeshua comes in and says, I did not come to be served, but to serve, you're following a Hebraic system of what should occur as an anointed child of God. The anointed child of God is to protect and provide for the community and not exploit the community. Yeah.
So is it safe to say,
Uh-huh.
I'm saying it.
Go ahead.
Is it safe to say that the reason why we're in the system we're in is because Israel asked for a king?
Yes. And we keep asking for a top tier. And the top tier and the city-state system. We keep asking for it and begging for it in the hopes that it will protect us and provide for us when its whole structure is to exploit us and enslave us. Yeah. What do y'all think so far? This is just...
As you talk about that, all this political, economic... I'm a very politically conscious person. I don't know how many of you, how many Christians are paying attention to the Republican nomination. I don't know how many of us are just in the Bible.
Right.
And watch the political system. What I'm observing, because I'm a Christian. We call ourselves Christians.
Right.
But I'm observing where people who are supposed to be Christians are constantly talking about, well, we need to get together and decide which of these individuals will represent us. I'm like, wait a minute here. Are you? So you're actually identifying yourself with a political party,
Right.
and an individual. It is interesting to watch this whole thing because it will teach us a lot about some of this stuff you're talking about here.
That's
to learn something.
Well, and that's why I think this course can assist us when we talk about prophetic literature and prophetic voices and where is the prophetic voice. What is it that God is saying in the midst of all of this economic, political, and social shifting and wrangling that's going on? And just because you say you the temple, and just because you say the Spirit of the Lord, as Jeremiah and Isaiah said, he said, you come back and stand in this temple all you want. God is not in this temple. Because if you're not living out the values, ideologies, and mores that God has established, this is nothing more than a place where y'all gather to stroke each other's ego.
That's exactly what it's coming to.
That's exactly what it is. That's the reason why I had y'all look at this article. Listen to the article. poor but feeding the rich. Now I know that some of you are sitting there saying, what in the world this man got to talk about? Here, take a look at it. All right. And Donald Bryant shuffles across an old shuffleboard court to pick up groceries at the food co-op. This is the real Occupy, she says. The 44-year-old mother of 5 grown children scoops up boxes of food. She doesn't have time to go a mile away to the Occupy protest and shake her fist. She's just trying to make sure her family can eat today. A few miles north of the Georgia Avenue Food Cooperative, Adano's husband, Allen, 47, serves steaks to some of the targets of the Occupy movement, the 1% of Americans who have enjoyed nearly 60%. Please highlight this. 60% of all gains in income over the last 3 decades.
Wow.
60%. Kind of like what you're saying. We're not even looking at this. All we want to do is go to church, shake our hands, clap. Even the protesters, they're going out there shaking their fists. What changes are you implementing and what is God saying about this disparity?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Alan Bryant mans the grill at Chris Steakhouse, where a well-marbled cowboy ribeye fetches what? $44 and a fully loaded 1-pound potato goes for. He prides himself on providing a good meal to customers. Once you get a person to smile as they eat, my day is fulfilled. The line cook says, when I see other people happy, it makes me happy, even though on the inside it really hurts. It hurts because it's a constant reminder of the couple's shattered what?
Dreams.
What?
Dreams.
Their shattered dreams. Isn't that interesting? Highlight that as well. That the economic and the political and the social, as my brother said, as it goes on in the wrangling, including with the Democrats,
Yes.
including with the Dixiecrats.
Yes.
I hope y'all will put that on YouTube. The Dixiecrats.
That's right. Come on.
And calling themselves Democrats. And if you're not old enough, I will have a conversation with you with the Dixiecrats, because I'm not worried about them. Here we go.
Lock and load.
You lose your dreams when you can economically exploit a people to the point that they cannot see themselves coming out of a condition.
That's right.
They will become, the part of it is they will become complicit in their own exploitation and oppression.
Yes.
Okay? This is why these prophets were talking, because people were losing hope. When your people lose hope. Okay, here we go. Y'all talk to me later. The Bryants used to make what? Lived in their own home and gave to others. Now they live below the poverty line in the city with the widest income gap between rich and poor than anywhere else in the nation. What do the readers think? They're among the millions of Americans who fell out of the middle class. They're lazy. They're sorry. That's what you hear. Isn't that what you hear? You're lazy and you're sorry. Really? Where's the church's voice? Yes.
Yes.
Because we are sitting here on the side of the government and the state and the wealthy and not addressing what's going on. Let's look at what happened. Let's just look at some of the stuff that happened. One of the things I want y'all to highlight, and then I'm going to carry y'all into Amos. I'm going to carry y'all into Amos and see where some of this should be addressed. Or Hosea, in these 8th and 7th century prophets who were talking about this kind of stuff happening in Israel. Okay, here we go. And Judah, and Jerusalem, and this landmass. Okay, here we go.